Hello my friend, this is Dan McDonald, the Lifer Generator here on YouTube. I'm here with my friend Jamila, and I think that some of you already know her, and I'll just give a little background of how this all came about, and I hope that we can have a few moments of your time. But yesterday Sophia was having a woman's circle.
Yeah.
And Jamila came, and it was really an explosive and wonderful time for everyone. And I got to make the banana ice cream. Is that good or what?
Oh, it was better than good.
It was
I didn't
so
even
good.
taste it.
It was so good.
It was heavenly. Truly.
Alchemy.
Really.
But anyways, you were sharing with Sophia, and Sophia shared with me. And then of course I would be honored to help you today.
Thank you. Thank you.
With your project, which I know very little of at this time. So this is going to be a very real interview, and I hope that you've got 10, 12, 15, maybe even 20 minutes. I'm going to ask some questions. But let's get to the gist of it. Right now, you're working on a project through, what is the website?
The website is Indiegogo. And so what it is there's two main websites. You have Kickstarter and you have Indiegogo, and they're crowdfunding websites. And so if you have something that you're trying to bring to the world and you don't necessarily have the funding, you have the passion and you have the idea, but you don't have the funding, you can go and take your projects to these sites and you can do crowdfunding. And so people can see your project, they can watch the video, learn about it, and they can, if they so choose, donate $1 or $5 or whatever is placed upon their hearts.
Okay. And so you've got a vision, and then explain that vision, and then I want to ask you a few questions because I really didn't know you that well the first time we met, and then we met another time.
Yeah.
And I want everyone to know that you are in the running for the #1 Lifer Generator Crackhead.
I am.
In close running with Isaac.
In close running, and I am a person who really believes in claiming something. So I'm in the running, but I'm claiming that I'm #1. I'm speaking that into existence right now. But
Well,
I'm just
Isaac
saying.
might have something to say about
That's
that.
okay.
We'll keep the competition
We'll keep
rolling.
it going, and that's my buddy, and I love him. So it's okay. We've actually come to a truce. But
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now you are working on a project for yourself, personal growth.
Yeah, definitely.
And well, tell us how it came about.
Well, this project really came about. I told you once before, but I had actually went away to become certified as a nutritional health counselor because I became so excited about raw fruits and vegetables after I experienced this epiphany, really, this amazing transition into having energy and vibrancy and health and life and just all of that. And so I came back and I was so ready. I was ready to literally go door to door, knocking on doors, trying to tell people about raw fruits and vegetables. And a friend of mine said, you know, I want to go woofing, which is worldwide opportunities on organic farms, in Italy this summer. And I would love it if you would go with me. And so, of course, me, fruits and vegetables, yeah, I'm there. And so I began to really, my ego would have me say I would begin to think about doing something where I could bridge the gap for these people who were in my community, who didn't know anything about growing food, knew nothing about fruits and vegetables, who really believed that 90% in the grocery store where it's all packaged food, who believed that was food. And I really felt the need to do something for them, because I knew how it was to be in that place. And so it was really placed on my heart. I didn't even think of it. It was placed on my heart to make a short documentary where I would not only film my travels from San Francisco to Italy. It's basically following a city girl learning how to farm in the place where, you know, we equate Italy with living, with vibrancy, with them really having a richness of life. And I think that's what we're missing in a sense of our soil here in the U.S., but in our lives here. You know, we don't have that true yearning to live, you know. And so I wanted to not only learn how to farm and take people with me so that they could learn how to farm, but then teach them about fruits and vegetables, teach them my story, take them back to my old neighborhood where I would go to the corner store morning, noon, and night to get, a burrito that went in the microwave for breakfast. And this is how I ate, and this is how kids eat today. And it's sad, and it breaks my heart. It really breaks my heart, because that was me, and I was sick. And by 16, I had 3 surgeries, and I thought that was normal. And I didn't understand, and I knew that it wasn't. I knew that something was wrong with me. I was just going down, and I didn't get it. And then I thought it was my fault. You know what I mean? I thought that I got to a point where I just crashed into a wall. And I thought that I was lazy. I thought that I was just a procrastinator. I thought that I was stupid because I couldn't focus in school. And so I had really bad grades. But getting back to the documentary, it's really following that story. And then I want to go and interview not only the farmers, but interviewing people like Dan the Man, who have been doing fruits and vegetables for so long, who has a history and who knows the before story of when you were, whatever your before story was, and I've learned a little bit about it, but I don't want to give it away. So
See the one with my mom?
I saw the one with your mom, and just
a little bit of it.
Yeah, a little bit of it. And I saw you, even other ones where you were talking at the fruit festival, and just your story. I believe that, we are overcome by the word of our testimonies. Your testimony is simply your story. And if I can connect to something, just like when I found Dan the Man, I connected to something in his story. And it uplifted me. It showed me something better. And so this documentary is really basically following me in this process of learning about the earth, going back to the basics, going back to fruits and vegetables, and how do we grow them? How do we lose that connection? And then how do we get excited about finding it again?
Yeah. So through Indiegogo, we're trying to fund a documentary. And you're going to go to Italy. Yes, I am. Take a film crew and make this thing happen.
And it's really, backyard. It's very organic. It's not a lot really when you compare it to other documentaries. We're only raising $4,500.
Okay.
And that pays for the airfare for myself. Everyone else is paying for themselves. That pays for the camera. Equipment and audio, that pays for the production, and that pays for travel to and from the farms. So that's not even covering the cost of staying, at the farms and eating and food and things like that. It's very inexpensive, and I wanted to make it as, low as possible, because I really believe that, it's not just the person who's 45. I was 22 years old, and I didn't want to die. And I say this, I didn't want to die. But I knew I wasn't living, and I knew it wasn't okay. I was afraid, and I knew instinctively that it wasn't right.
So we need to raise $4,500?
We need to raise $4,500.
Have you raised some already?
Right now, actually on the site, we are at $100. I have $100 that someone just came up and gave to me and said, bless you, I believe in you, and I'm giving you this. And it really was that, it was her last. It was the last that she had. So right now we're literally at $200.
Okay, I'm going to match that right now myself.
Thank you.
When I get home, I brought my computer so I could do it. I kind of wanted to do it on film to show everyone, but when I say I'm going to donate $200, then that's
and we know that
fact. So we're trying to raise $4,500, and then Indiegogo matches that, triples it, double?
No. Indiegogo is just the platform in which you can get your message out. So it's really all about you being able to reach people who are going to connect with your story and be willing to donate whatever they can. Indiegogo is just the platform. So they don't give anything. They actually, the way the website is set up, how they make their money is, if you make gold, then they take a certain percentage. And so a very low percentage. If you make gold, then they take 4% of whatever you make, whatever amount you raise. And so it's a free platform to start it. But if you do raise, then they do take a small percentage out. So it's just the platform.
So how long do we have to raise $4,500?
We have 23 days.
23 days.
We have 23 days to raise $4,500. I have people who are willing to even help me as far as getting inexpensive airfare, and so that brings the cost down even more, because the ticket would have been even more expensive. And so it's just, you know, this was really me stepping out on faith, and I don't know if anyone knows about fear, and I've battled with that a lot. And I believe that fear is false evidence appearing real. So the fear was the ego saying, you can't do this, that this is too big for you. Who are you? You're just a, you know, little girl from West Oakland who kind of learned something about some food.
Who has overcome great adversity. That probably will not be able to get into that too much, and to this very day, you, as I understand it, are pretty much a light in a field of darkness, not judging or criticizing, but
all.
Just haven't found an environment yet where you can really blossom.
Exactly.
And that was part of the reason why I felt compelled to do this. Other than it's just the right thing to do, I felt like it was just the right thing to do. Of course, you know, there'll be all kinds of different things. I'm going to leave the comment section open so you can ask questions.
Please
and
do.
Jamila can answer them. But is it a type of a gamble with the Indiegogo?
Not really. Like I said, you know, and I believe that both of these sites are wonderful. I think the opportunity is so wonderful, and even how once that idea was planted on my heart, even how I came into the knowledge of Indiegogo and Kickstarter, because I really knew nothing about it, was just all predestined and preordained. But you have the two platforms. You have Indiegogo and you have Kickstarter. With Kickstarter, you have to absolutely make goal in order to receive anything. And so say if you have, you know, and there are people who are making $20,000, $100,000, but
for projects,
depending on your project, depending on how much it would take. But say you have a project for $10,000 for Kickstarter, if you don't make that $10,000 exactly, you will get nothing. So if you make $9,000, you wouldn't get it. And they take out a certain percentage as well. And then with Indiegogo, the benefits, the reason I went with Indiegogo is because, number one, you're able to do it not only in the US but worldwide, that's something Kickstarter doesn't have. And then Kickstarter, you have to go through an Amazon account, and it can be pretty difficult and take time. Versus Indiegogo, you can pay through PayPal, debit cards, credit cards, whichever way is best for you. A check, you can pay that way as far as donating and as far as receiving the funds, which means that the person receives them much quicker. And so that's why I went with Indiegogo, but I believe that both sites are great. You just have to figure out what's going to work best for you.
And what happens if you don't make goal on Indiegogo?
On Indiegogo, if you don't make goal, the beautiful thing is that you do still receive whatever you raised, but you pay a higher percentage.
I see.
So for example, I believe it's about 9% if you don't make goal. And then if you make goal, it's only 4%. So they really give you an incentive.
That makes me feel better because, you know, I didn't know that. This is all I'm learning right along with you.
Yeah.
I thought that would make a more interesting video, but I like that idea better.
Definitely.
So, you know, no matter what, someone that is deserving, you know, you can't even be a member on Regeneration Nation right now because of the way things are.
I mean,
otherwise
honestly,
you would be.
Honestly,
is Isaac a member on Regeneration Nation?
Is Isaac a member? Do you know that I still visit Regeneration Nation, although I can't get access in? That's how serious this is.
I'm going to get you a Regeneration Nation membership website too. I'm going to pay for it
I watch all the Insiders videos. I mean, I'm signed up to the Insiders twice, so I get all the emails twice. It's really serious. And actually, you know, this is such a blessing, you guys. And I always say that I have the energy that it jumps off of me. And so if it jumps on you, that's okay. Because, you know, I really believe that I manifested this into my life. As far as even meeting you, when I first began watching your videos, and you all know, Dan, you know, you can see him, you can feel his spirit. And I remember thinking, I want to be like that, you know. I was like, I want to do that. And so, it was like, I want to meet him, and I kept saying, I'm going to meet him, I'm going to meet him, and people who would know that I would watch are like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I'm like, I don't care what you say, I'm going to meet him. And so when we did finally meet, you know, I think I was really quiet that day, but it was so much in me.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Forget, you wasn't quiet.
Okay, maybe
I remember.
not.
I was like, this girl talks more than I do.
Okay.
You made some snapping videos, and you are a champion on camera.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
you're really
you.
good on
a
camera.
champion on camera.
Thank
You are
you.
beautiful.
But thank you. It really was just like, it was me, you know, when you dare to dream something, and this is something that's really in my heart, when you dare to dream against all odds, whatever may be in your way, and then that comes, you know, you just dare to hold on no matter what the situation says, and that happens. It's like, oh yes, I just knew if I believed a little bit, that mustard seed, you know, that I could get it. And so for me, meeting you was even saying that it was opening that box a little bit more to say, wait, no, I can do this. This is not, you know, I can do this. I could be this.
How much weight did you lose?
I lost 80 pounds, and I'm still losing, you know, and I'm in a challenging time because, you know, with where I am in my life and financially, but even in still, I know my body now, and I am raw, just fruits and vegetables from the earth, well grown and great soil, fruits and vegetables, and I can't not do it. You know, I just can't.
So the money, somehow you keep finding a way.
I find a way. You have to, and you'll get it. When you want it, you will do it. You can do it. And so it comes, and I trust. And I simply trust.
Yes.
So this will be very helpful to get your project off the ground.
Yes.
I hope I can be part of the documentary. So we
Please.
are asking,
Please.
we're asking for donations at Indiegogo.
Yes,
and
please.
this is not something that I do on my channel very often. In fact, when's the last time but my intention has been to help more people and kind of put my neck on the line, only because of people's limitations and whatnot, which we will see plenty of that.
Yeah,
Do not
yeah.
let that worry you.
No.
I will not.
No,
This
no.
is for the people out there who feel that they can give $1, $10, $20. I know there's some of you out there that can see that this is a good person and will be even willing to help more than that.
And I don't think it's a problem to support people if their mission really resonates with your heart and your soul. And that's the only time you do this, is when you're like, this feels good, this feels right.
How many times,
Yeah.
do people come to me, sell this, sell that, plug this, plug that?
All the time.
I just want to be simple. It's true to my own integrity, but when I have a chance to help like this, it's like Jake, you know, with his,
Yeah.
you were inspired by
I was so
Jake.
inspired by
And,
Jake.
Yeah.
And
But
those-
Jamila didn't ask, actually.
No, actually, right.
Yeah.
It was
You
my
didn't ask
idea.
me, so
Yeah.
everyone should know that. And so that's why how the whole, you know,
Yeah, and
job less.
that's why, exactly, and that's how I really felt. I felt like, you know, for me, honestly, actually, walking away after the women's circle, I was so encouraged and inspired that this was just too much. You know, it wasn't too much, actually. I take that back. I had to be able to receive it, because when you text me, I was so overwhelmed, because just being encouraged by the women and the love and the support, it was light. It was nothing but light in the room.
Yes,
you know?
it was.
And that alone, I came in heavy. I can tell you, I came in so heavy. You know, I shared a little bit with you, and I shared a little bit in the circle, or a lot in the circle. But you know, literally the day before, I was lying on the bathroom floor sobbing, just crying, from feeling defeated and not allowing it to defeat me. You know, I felt so strongly that I will not live my life with any limitations. I refuse to allow the world or anyone else to put chains on me. This life is a
Especially
gift.
yourself.
Especially
Your
myself.
old patterns, your old, like you came
Yes.
from pretty, you know, like similar story to mine,
Yeah, very similar. Yeah,
Probably
very similar.
but more challenges in a certain way.
Very challenging. A very challenging, blessed path. I can say. You know,
course.
a very blessed, because I learned so much from it. But you know, and I'm very open, and so to even, you know, my mother, when I was young, was addicted to drugs and very bad, and she's wonderful now, and she's been clean for a long time, but it was a struggle, you know. And so even coming from being around that, and even being rooted in that as she was carrying me, really hurt me in the terms of health, which is why I really hit that wall so early in life, which was a blessing. which was a blessing. Please, I love my story. Don't no sympathy here. But you know, so yeah, really, and just being able, that's why I believe in dreaming so much, and that's really what it's about. The food is a tool. It's a tool. It's really a tool. I believe, you know, I use the coin, get your health. But what I believe is that health is just the foundation it's a catapult for you to go and get your life, for you to go and get your dreams, for you to go and live your goal, whatever it is, whether it's to open a business or travel the world, whatever that is for you that makes your spirit soar and sing, that's what you need to be doing. And if you don't have health, if you can't get off the couch, that was me. I literally could not get off the couch. Literally, I was 22 years old, and I you know, I always called it my bubble. I would be on the couch, and I would have this bubble where I would picture myself doing things like riding a bike, like going hiking, like going to school and actually being able to focus in class, like hanging out with my friends and just being that true person that you feel in the inside. And I couldn't get off the couch, and I was just done, and I really had to look and see, when was the last time I felt, you know, young? When was the last time I felt like a 22-year-old? Energy. Yeah. Because honestly, even before the 6 months, I never really had it. I battled with depression, like I said. I had numerous surgeries, even in high school. I was always sick. Honestly, I had never experienced not having mucus until after I started doing green juice. I didn't know that you didn't have mucus. That's how bad it was, you know? Like, I would breathe so hard and so heavy to it would sound like I was snoring while I was awake. And I thought it was normal. I really just didn't know. And so, you know, I started to think back, and I realized the time that I felt the best was when I was in Texas as a caretaker for my aunt who was battling with cancer. And unfortunately, she didn't know about all fruits and vegetables, but she knew enough to know that organic was important, and she knew enough to know that you did need to have fruits and vegetables in your life. And so we ate a plethora, cooked, but fruits and vegetables. And for me, it was enough. It wasn't the best, but it was enough to get me up and energized. And so I was working a 12-hour swing shift. I was taking care of her, doing all the cooking at that time, cleaning, and was moving and shaking. I mean, I lost weight, wasn't trying at all, and before then I was pre-diabetic, and I felt great. And so I remembered that time as I was sitting on the couch, and I thought, okay, this was the first time that I really understood that food played a part. When you say you are what you eat, literally, that it actually becomes who you are, and I didn't know that. And so that's when I found Dan, and that's when I got a juicer. I bought a juicer for $15 off Craigslist. And I started juicing. It broke down, but that's okay. I got another one. I started where I was, and I tell people that all the time, start where you are. That's what I could afford at the time. So I got a juicer, I got a blender, and I started doing smoothies, but mostly green juices and then salads. And then I learned more, and I felt great. I woke up one morning, it was 4 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up like a full charged battery. I was like, like, I'm awake. And I remember thinking, okay, everyone is asleep, so I can't juice, you know. So I kind of laid there, and I'm like trying to go back to sleep, and I realized that I'm not tired. I'm good. And it was a Friday, I'll never forget. And so I had purchased a bike already, and I wasn't active, so I had purchased a beach cruiser. I don't live by the beach, right? I purchased a beach cruiser with no gears, and I had took this bike. Now previously I would get tired walking down the 3 flights of stairs from my apartment. I walked the bike down the 3 flights of stairs, got on the bike, and started riding. Then I came to an overpass that I would never ever used to go up because I couldn't go up it. And I decided that at 5 o'clock in the morning I was going to go up this overpass. And so I'm like, okay, I'm riding, and I was determined. And I remember thinking, well, if I fall back down, no one else is out, so no one's going to see me. And so I'm like riding up the overpass. I'm like, okay. And I'm motivating myself. And I'm saying, Jamila, you can do it. You can make it. You can do it. And I finally get to the top of the overpass, and the sun is kind of coming up, and I'm sweating, and I'm tired. And I remember thinking, oh my goodness, I'm in the bubble that I had been imagining all of that time on that couch when I could not get up I was in that bubble. I was on that bike. I was at the top of that hill. I was riding, like I was in it.
You were living
I was
your
living
fantasy?
my fantasy.
Cool.
And I began to go down that hill and I began to sob. Gratitude. There was nothing but gratitude and love and joy. And I knew that all of the years up until this point was not living. That I wasn't living. That I was simply existing, and that this was truly who Jamila was, and this is how she was supposed to feel and live. And I must have went over that overpass 100 more times, went through that day, rode my bike to school because I started going to school. I was high energy. I had drunk green juice all day. I felt great all day long. I never crashed, never. Went to sleep and got up and did it again the next morning.
Yes.
And that's when I realized, I said, okay, this is it. People need to know.
About the raw foods.
They need to know
That's
about
your
raw
mission
food. That's
with
my
the
mission.
with the documentary, and to help people in your community,
Yes.
mostly African American.
Mostly African American, because I can honestly say, you know, and everyone, but I can honestly say that so many around me in my community, which is predominantly African American, don't know. We don't have it. And my great grandmother had a garden and she knew how to grow food. And somewhere in there, we lost it. You know, and I really believe that we have to get that back, all of us, truly. But I see it with the diabetes, with the obesity, even in the hormones and the attitude of the children. You know, I really see it, and I don't like it, and it's not okay. And I believe that if you don't like something, then you need to do something to change it.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Yes.
let's see. There's a link that will be down below, so that we can donate
Yes.
to Jamila.
And the documentary, I'm sorry, it's called Concrete to Soil. So I'm literally going from the city kid to the soil
Nice.
in so many ways, you know, physically, spiritually.
Love that
Yeah,
title.
yeah.
That is hot.
Yeah,
That is hot.
I want to see that
yeah. I'm
documentary.
excited.
So
And Dan's going to be
I
in
think
it.
you know that what we're asking for your help, and we're asking also, if you can't help, then please say a prayer.
Yeah, or share it on your Facebook.
Yes.
Share it on your Facebook, and
Spread it around.
Also, you know, just send a nice comment. This is a wonderful human being we have right here, and
I want to get in the video too because I love it. I'm so happy.
This is
I'm
my
so happy.
friend.
This is my sister.
It is my sister.
And if you guys, if there's any women out there who want to join our women's circle, we have an online presence. It's called Women's Circle for Connecting at the Heart. You can join the Facebook group and kind of keep in touch with what we're doing, and you know, keep up with us and connecting and being supportive of one another
Babe.
and
Yeah.
each other's dreams.
your women's circle just got a lot bigger. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to
Good,
make
good.
a lot of
We need
banana
to be
ice
connecting
cream.
and supporting one
yes,
another.
I'm there.
Absolutely.
That was a
so
secret,
good.
super special recipe. I should probably share it on the YouTube one of these days.
You
Oh,
should.
I actually decided I was gonna steal that recipe and put it on my channel, and I was gonna title Life Regenerator's Secret Stolen Recipe.
Oh,
I call
let
it oatmeal
me
ice
tell
cream.
you, it tastes okay. Now, can I just
Thanks,
say this
Sophia.
honestly? For anyone who knows banana pudding, right? We're talking about communities, right? This is a comfort food, and I've been very serious about finding ways to recreate that comfort food without the, you know. So this recipe,
Without the comfort.
without that kind of comfort, this recipe tastes just like banana pudding. It's really weird. It tastes like oatmeal cookie, but it tastes like banana pudding, and the texture was so silky smooth.
So good.
It was delicious. It
Secret
was
ingredient.
delicious. It was so
Huckster
good.
style.
No, I was like in the food processor, like, ugh. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
it
we
was
were all
delicious.
fighting for it at the
We were
end.
fighting for it.
I should have made a lot more.
Yeah, you should have.
I just want to be clear that we're asking for donations to help with the project Concrete to Soil,
Concrete to soil.
and also just your love and your
Please.
kindness
Yes,
in this
yes,
matter.
yes,
This
yes.
is
Yeah.
a little bit new for some of us here on this channel, but I am committed recently, over the course of the last couple months, to be more generous with my time, with my money, with my energy, to serve others, and less me, more others. And it's been very nice, because what that does is it just feeds this part of you, and you're like, oh my God, you know.
Yeah.
And it almost opens up this channel of abundance too.
Yeah, Totally.
So, is there anything else we could say to, I mean, I'm sure that it's all pretty clear. There'll be a link down below
There'll be a
to
link
donate.
down below to donate. The link will take you to the Indiegogo site where you can donate whatever you have. And just like Dan and Sophia says, you know, your love, your positive energy towards this, you know, if you feel this, then whatever you can do, and that's really what I try to stress, whatever you can do, the fact that you're watching this video, the fact that you're sending your love, and we can feel that, it means so much. So the link will take you to the Indiegogo site, and whatever you can do, I'm just really excited about this. I'm so excited for everyone to see it, to get it, to do the interviews, to put my hand in the soil, to have the experience, and to be able to take you with me. And that's the exciting part, you know, to be able to take you with me.
What's your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is Melia for Me, and I made this a long time ago and you can't change it, but it's MELIA, the number 4 ME, and that's just YouTube/Melia for Me. And you know,
I'll put that as a link down below too. I'll put the Indiegogo link first, so that's everyone can see that. And I just want to thank everyone that's still here watching this video. That's very kind of you to spend your precious time here with us today and listening to this. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you allowing me to do something good with this beautiful YouTube channel that I have here. And I really hope this works out, and we'll stay up on it. We'll do a follow-up. But that's going to be your responsibility. I get so busy. Sophia will kick me in the head too. Make sure it happens.
Definitely do that.
I get a little overwhelmed and stuff.
And I understand that.
I'm going back into hiatus when this video's over, and I need a few more days and Danny time to
And that's
reflect.
okay. We have to be willing to give him that because he gives us so much. And then you all would know, if you've experienced and what I've experienced just through the videos, you know that Dan gives us so much. So this for me is the abundance, because like I said, just being in your presence yesterday and with the women yesterday and being in that supportive environment, you know, that's really what it was. Being in that supportive environment it did it for me. I was committed, and so for this to come with that, it's
which
so
was
much.
really, you just shared with Sophia, and then she just shared with me. You had no idea that I was going to be willing to do this.
No idea that this was going to happen, and
you had faith.
I had faith that something was going to happen.
Well, this is it. Hopefully,
this is something.
And you got, maybe there's some more ideas too that you will come up with.
Exactly.
Your community may have certain limitations, but the Life Regenerator community is absolutely unlimited. So we'll let everybody go. No, I think we got the point. I just like to make things very clear. And so thank you so much, everyone. We really appreciate you a lot. And you're going to do this.
I am going to do this.
All right.
I am.
We love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.